Good morning, Meet Tina here. Hello everyone. Today is Sunday, January 23rd, 2021. I got up and I just kind of decided I wanted to do this video just to share with everyone who have or who knows someone who have COVID pneumonia experience, or maybe perhaps haven't had it yet but could potentially have it down the road. And my video, I hope that even though it's my own personal experiences, specifically on this one, I would like to share about how important it is to prone, when you have this pneumonia, as well as having this little tiny medical tool, which is called pulse oximeter. Okay, this one you can get it from Amazon.com. Any brand should be okay. So just quickly, I would like to kind of just in case those who haven't watched my video before this one, prior to this one, I have contracted COVID double pneumonia or bilateral pneumonia on October, actually the end of September 2020, but I was in the hospital admitted to ER on October 5th. And I was diagnosed as a very severe COVID double pneumonia. I wasn't able to breathe on my own and was hospitalized for about 3 weeks. And then I was discharged for 2 weeks, and I went back in again for another week. And then a week later or two, I went in again third time, and then the fourth time about maybe a couple weeks after. So it was total four admission in the hospital with this COVID pneumonia. I had really bad that the lung doctor and also infectious disease doctor told my family that I had 50-50, and they would proceed to intubation. And but luckily I fought my life. I still remember the moment I was in bed. I wasn't able to move at all. I got to very close to death. And I don't know how. Maybe God just didn't want me to go now and be able to share all this information about my experience. And perhaps even though this is my own personal experience, I feel like I can actually help by sharing my information and my experience. And for the reason I wanted to do, I just got up and do it today because my own brother was hospitalized last week. And but he was sent home because he's not as bad as I was. However, and I think for a reason he was sent home because right now there's a lot of outbreak, and they're trying to just kind of get x-ray on you, and if you're not so bad or you are at the critical condition like I was, then they decide to not keep the patient long. So he was sent home. But then what happened is, because since I have my own experience, I monitor him closely, and I realized that even with oxygen that he used at home, his pulse oximeter or oxygen saturation was only between 93 to 95. When he was admitted to the hospital, his his oxygen saturation was about 87 to 90. So that was very low. Now, I highly suggest everyone to purchase this pulse oximeter. Okay, and you just kind of have to press. This is how you use it. Just put your finger inside and then just press on, and just kind of leave it on for like a few minutes, because the reading is going to go up and down. So first reading sometimes not accurate. Right, so you kind of leave it on, and right now you can see that my oxygen level is about 93 and my heart pulse is about 60, which is good. Your pulse oximeter should stay above 95. Generally, most people, if they have a good oxygen saturation, would be about 96 and up. Okay, and so if you're healthy, it should stay between 98 to 100. All right, so this is still showing. This has been probably like a minute now. It's still showing at 99, so that's good. But I also look at the heart pulse too. All right, so it should be between 60 to 100, and that's very important. Now, if you ever get sick, get flu symptom, you need to have this. I recommend everybody get it. You can get it from Amazon.com. It's not expensive at all. Right now the price has gone up a lot. I used to be, the one I got here used to be like 16, 17, and now I think it's about 25, 26. But this is because it's very useful too during the COVID outbreak, or even this you know, because it's gonna save your life. All right, this will tell you if your pulse, if your oxygen level goes down below 95, you better get your butt to the hospital, to ER, because that's one of the symptom or the sign that you could potentially have pneumonia that's caused by virus. Now, I mentioned earlier that I would like to talk about prone position if you have COVID pneumonia. Okay, this is very important. I repeat, again, this is not medical advice because I'm not a doctor. I'm not, you know, I'm a neuromuscular therapist, but I'm not a licensed doctor to give you this advice. However, it's what I have personally experienced, and I have what noticed that it has helped. And also I have noticed that what happened to my own brother. This is why I would like to kind of share this to everyone. Pass it along. You know, if you find that this video can be helpful to your family and friends, to yourself, please subscribe my video and pass along, share my video. Click like or click any comments, any question you may have. I would love to help and answer the question, because I feel like right now the hospital are so overwhelmed, and as much as they would like to take care of you fully, they cannot give you all the attention and all the care. And sometimes they may forget things and they can't follow up helping you. And that's what's going on with me right now. It happened to me in October. That was a time that was not an outbreak as what happened right now. However, it's very hard for me to even make appointment to get the follow-up x-ray or get the lungs rehab or get the lung function test appointment, because they say they lack the medical staff member, and they have to pull every to help all the patients who are in a critical situation condition right now in the ICU or emergency. So, and also another thing too, you know, I have talked to my lungs doctor and also my family doctor, and I would ask them what to do to help speed up my recovery, because this is like a 4th month already, and my lungs x-ray on CT scan on my lungs show some scarring. This is a damage from COVID, and nobody know what to do. They just say just work out. But so this is, I'm on my own. So I just have to share with everyone, like, you know, if you survive this, you're on your own. Okay, so you need to be able to be proactive with your health and with your healing. And this is the reason why I'm sharing my experience. So anyway, go back to my brother. He came home with the oxygen, and after like 4 days, his saturation of his oxygen was just 94, 95. And that's, to me and to my experience, that's low. When you are assisted with the oxygen, you will need to have it above 95. And you want to make sure that it keeps going up. And how do you keep that going up? Now, with my own experience when I was in the hospital, I was in such a bad condition, I wasn't able to breathe on my own. I was relying on assisted oxygen, you know, 100% with the high flow, plus the oxygen mask. And I still wasn't able to have a deep breath. And I remember the nurse will flip me down in a prone position, which is face down or on your stomach, on the very first night. It's so uncomfortable, but I had no idea why they did that. And then I think about on the 3rd day, my lungs doctor came into my room and said, you know, I would suggest that you try to lay prone at least 16 hours to 20 hours, 20 hours the best, if you can. And he knows that he cannot force any patient to do that, but he actually explained to me that, you know, this COVID affects on your lower lungs. So it shut down your lower lungs and you're not able to breathe in. And by laying on your stomach, a prone position, it helps to opening up, because if you lay on your back, all your lungs are in the back. Your lung organs are in the back, which kind of, you know, new to me. I had no idea. So that's what I learned from the lung specialist. And I recall I was in such a bad condition. I was not able to, I was like a dead person, dead rock or wood, trunk, whatever you can call it. Every tiny move is, let's say, to roll over, I would be out of oxygen and my heart rate would go up very high. It was very painful. It was torture. And in my mind, I I had a feeling I was gonna go. It's possible, which is true because the doctor told me that afterward that I had 50-50 chance, and they wanted to intubate me after the 5th day. But I told myself, I said, either I go or, I just can't live like this. So I was determined to fight. I listened to his recommendation. I proned about at least 20 hours. It was very difficult, but when I prone, I noticed that my oxygen level, because I monitor myself, I look at the monitor all the time. I noticed it start going up from like 94, 95 to like 96 for a few days, 97 for a few days, and then it kept going up until 98 to 99 and sometime 100. It becomes stable and I felt better each day. And the infectious doctor and lung doctor said, you know what, you did the right thing. And they noticed that a lot of patients who prone tend to recover a lot faster. And as a matter of fact, for the condition that I went through or I had, I actually recover a lot faster than most people. And a lot of nurses have mentioned that to me as well. So again, sorry, going back and forth, back to my brother. His pulse oximeter was just 94, 95. And I said, you have not been proning. I told you to prone every day. And he's quiet. So that's kind of confirmed that he hasn't prone, because it was not easy to prone for a lot of people if you never sleep in that position. So I sent him this post about this family who lost their brother, and this person had no underlying condition at all, very healthy, 39 years old, and the doctor and nurse said, oh, he should be okay, but no, after the 14th day he's gone. So when I sent that show to my brother just to scare him, because sometimes you have to instill some fear for them to do something, he got really, really scared. It worked. I'm sorry, I have to do that. It's kind of mean, but I was at the desperate point to help him out, because I checked up on him every day, and staying at 94, 95 pulse ox for 4 or 5 days is not good, especially he hasn't had it as bad as I did. So when he saw that post that I sent, he got scared, because he has 2 kids and a wife, and then he began to prone. Well, I'll tell you what, a day after he did that, his pulse ox, he sent and showed me the picture, his wife did, it went up to 98. The very first time I saw that. And see, he experienced it himself. He saw that himself by proning 20 hours just one day. His oxygen saturation went up high. It hasn't gone up before, 95 before. So this is a good improvement. And after that, he can start weaning out, because you don't want to be on oxygen too long. Kind of damage your lungs, My lung was damaged, and I wasn't on oxygen that long, assisted oxygen that long, but still my lung was damaged with some scarring because of how bad it was. And then just last night, one of my friends, a client, actually texted me and said, Tina, thank you for sharing your video, because she just found out that her work manager just was admitted to the hospital and he got COVID pneumonia. And I go, oh my God. And she asked me, like, is there any kind of recommendation you can help, or suggest? I go, yes, please do make sure to tell him, text to him that he needs to prone at least a straight 16 hours. The longer you do it, the better it is. And just monitor your oxygen saturation, because a lot of COVID pneumonia patients are struggling with the oxygen saturation. I know it's very hard for a lot of people, but even if you turn sideways, it's still better than laying on your back, because your back is where all your lungs organs are. And personally, what happened to me too, during the 3rd month, which is in October, November, I felt better, so I started sleeping on my back. When I think about 2-3 weeks later on, I started to get worse. I felt my lungs starting to shut down, because even though I'm healing, but I'm not like fully healed yet. And then I had to go back to the hospital again for 1 day, and it shows that I still have some scarring. And since then, I think about 3rd week of December, I started to go back into proning again up until today. Today is January 23rd, so it's been like almost a month. I feel so much better now, even though I'm not fully recovered. I still get this swelling up. This is one of the side effects from post-COVID, if you have it bad. And with all the medication I have, even though I'm not on medication right now, my face still swell up bloated, you know. It feels like as if it doesn't get all drained out. But anyway, it doesn't really matter how I look right now, but what matters is like I consistently staying on top of myself with my health, stay healthy like I used to. You know, I used to be an athlete. So with that said, again, I hope this video helped you a lot, and if you find that this is very useful, please subscribe, because I'm going to be doing more of how I maintain myself, and also how I will bring some of this information that I can share to improve the condition of your loved one, even to yourself. Click like, click any comments, and if you have any question, please, and it just share my video to other people, especially those who have COVID pneumonia and trying to recover. Prone, that's so important. The more you prone, the faster your recovery is gonna be. It will open your lower lung, and I noticed different. I mean, just like my own brother, my God, within a day, when he finally decided to do it because he was so scared, he actually, his oxygen level actually went up so much. So with that said, I would like to thank you very much for watching my video, and you know, with all your support, and have a nice day, and stay safe. Wear a mask. Thank you.